Hey crafty friends, today I'm showing you how to make this super easy birthday gift card holder that fits into a standard A2 size envelope. And look, don't forget, cover those flaps. Always use some coordinating paper, right? It's just a very simple up look to your card, so to speak. So this has a fun diagonal design on the front, and then inside we also have a coordinating diagonal gift card pouch. So I always use my hotel key card here, and I love to put a big gem on the gift cards, right? It makes it easy if your gift card holder is a little tight for the recipient to pull out of. So we're going to do some fun techniques in this card, some tone on tone stamping, some heat embossing, ink blending, and I even customized an ephemera to match my card. So we will do that. And while I made mine for birthday, using any of the stamps and dies you have in your stash, you can make Christmas, graduation, wedding, thank you, truly any occasion. So, hey everyone, welcome back. This is Stacy, Crafty Diva USA. And if you enjoy card making, easy fun fold techniques project that you can actually recreate, well, you're in the right place. So stick around. We're going to make this. And today I'm using the balloon Festoon bundle. So I'm giving you some more inspiration using that. Let me back out a little bit and show you what I do here. When I have nesting dies like this, um, what I do, I got one that fell out, but okay, so you see that look at these are awesome for scrapbooking and card making. And you notice I have numbers here. So you have 7 balloons. So you either want to start smallest to largest, largest to smallest, whichever, and then that's which coordinates. So I normally go, smallest outward. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you follow any of my tutorials and if they may have nesting dies, something like this, I'll say I used, balloon number 3 or balloon number 1. So you know which I use. But that's just a little tip on those balloons. And you may have this already in your stash. When you're watching this video, this may not even be available anymore. And here's the great stamp set that comes with this. So you can customize your balloons here, and you got these great sentiments. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to need my stamp set. So I'll keep that. And I'll go over the dimensions with you. And there's a link to a tutorial down below that you can pull out. But again, this is just a very simple design that we're going to make today. And let me show you that custom ephemera. So this, not available anymore, but a lot of you may have it. The Greetings for All Mix and Match ephemera pack. So what I did was I pulled it out and I used both of them, but I used this Oh Happy Day. I'll show you that comes totally white, just like this, and it was filled in. So that's where I used my Stampin' Blend markers. And then I blended the entire thing with coordinating ink so that it wasn't white. And now that just looks a heck of a lot better on my card than if it was just this stark white with the black, right? So that's what I did with that. And you may have this in your stash. So just a way to use those. All right, let me bring in the pieces and I will go through the cutting guide with you. Again, you can pull out the tutorial that's linked below, but I'll just go over everything with you. So you're going to need, I'm using Lost Lagoon, so my card base is 8.5 by 5.5, and we're just going to score that at 4.25, just for our traditional A2 size card base. Okay, so I just used some scraps. This isn't in the tutorial, but yeah, it will be. These two are scraps. That's scraps from my DSP, and then I have 2 pool party balloons and 1 Lost Lagoon balloon. And I think this was 2 by 2, and this might have been 2 by 4 to get those out. You can refer to the directions for that. I cut out some white streamers. Okay, so then I need for my front pocket, this is DSP, and I cut the coordinating pack. This is cut at 4 by 3.25. Then I have a piece of Lost Lagoon. This is for my inside pocket. This is 3 by 4 inches. Then 2 pieces of DSP, one for the front, one for the inside. They're both 4 by 5.25. And then my inside basic white is 4 by 5.25. The envelopes I use, the DSP is 2 by 6 to cover my envelope. So that's it. That's what I mean. This is a super easy, card to put together. And it's just what stamps and what dies that you're going to use to create yours. So, like I said, mine's birthday themed, but you create yours however you want. So, I am going to score my card base at 4 1/4. And I'm just using a little mini scoreboard that I got online. Okay, now to each their own, right? When you score in, see the indent? But the other side, you have that bump. Which side do you fold? So I have the bump, there you go, on the inside. I like my nice crease like that on the outside. But I don't know, that's like the big crafters debate, right? And then, I try to get it exactly lined up. I use my fingernails to do that. And then I use a bone folder to just get that nice crisp edge. So that is our card base. And then let's just start putting this together. So decide which one you want to use on the front. I'm going to use this one on the inside, and I'm actually going to use this one on the front. So I'm going to get some adhesive down, and I can just start building my card, and then we'll get to those techniques that are all going to be on the balloons. So you just want to add this to your card front. Okay. Now, you're going to take that DSP. This one, remember, was this is the front. This is 3 1/4 by 4. So you're going to need to bring in your paper trimmer. And what we're going to do, let me turn this right side. Let me get my balloons out of the way. Okay, I'll do it up top. And I already have one cut, but just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so here on the 3 1/4 inch side, you want to cut through the 4 inches. Okay, so you're going to use the upper right corner, cut through to the lower left corner. Okay, so you're going to line that up in your whichever paper trimmer you use, and you're going to hold the top and bring in the bottom. See that? So both of your points are where your trimmer is going to cut. You want to get your trimmer blade. Now, what I do is hold that down nice and tight, get your rail in place, hold your rail down, and I start cutting from the inside. I never start at one of my points and pull upward or pull downward, because that's going to make a blunt edge, like I'll show you here. See how that's a blunt edge where that is a little blunt? But look at this one. Look at how nice and pointy those edges are, right? Okay, so when you cut this, you're going to need your lower piece. Well, let me get this out of the way and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, because here's your card base. You want the bottom piece of your two. This you could just save for another project, but we don't need it for this one, because ultimately that is going to adhere on top here, but not yet. So we can just move this off to the side and we have that ready to go. And now we could let's just get prepared. So we're going to repeat what we just did. We're going to take that piece of Lost Lagoon that was 3 inches by 4 inches, and we're going to diagonal cut that again. Upper right corner, lower left corner. So again, hold that into place as best as you can. Bring in your other piece. Okay, that's in place. Now hold that and bring that. There we go. So you want your points, your corner pieces, or where you want your cut to be in your rail. Okay, you're going to start. Did I move that? I did. That would have gave me a blunt cut. Okay. Trying not to move it. Okay. Hold that in place, start cutting from the middle up, and then come back through down. So you get a nice pointy cut. Now you're going to need both of these. So just set them off to the side a moment. Okay, so now these two pieces we need for stamping. We're going to set that to the side. And then this, we could adhere our envelope. Let me show you how to do that. Then we'll get to our stamping and our techniques. Okay, so when you want to cover your envelope, just measure your flap. So like I said, I need a piece of 6x2, and then just cover your entire flap with adhesive. I probably wouldn't use liquid adhesive for this. I would stick with the dry adhesive tape runners and just adhere that down. Okay. Give it a good rub, or you can use your bone folder, and then you're going to come in with a nice pair of snips, ones that you don't use for adhesive. As you can see, I have a ribbon on these, and then I have a new pair that from Stampin' Up that I use for fussy cutting. And then I have my other pairs that I use for if I need to cut through adhesive or things like that. Okay. And then you just cover your flap, and that just, puts a nice wow factor to your cards. And also stamping, put stamps in the corner, truly fun for your recipient to receive. Okay, so that's our envelope. We can get that out of the way. And now we're going to just move on to our stamping here. So using that stamp set, I wanted happy birthday and enjoy your day. So I have that loaded up on my block. That's for my inside. And we'll do that first. And then I also need to grab, let me open the stamp. I'm going to grab the confetti, and we're going to put some of that around. So here it is right here. I've had a lot of fun with this stamp set. I also have some inspiration back on my channel. You'll find a whole card class that I did for it where there's a tutorial that you can pick up on my website. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my happy birthday in Lost Lagoon, and then I'm going to use Daffodil Delight for my confetti. So how I'm going to do that is I am going to have my sentiment towards the top, because I don't see how it perfectly, my gift card, it works where my gift card sits. It's not covering my sentiment. So if you notice, I've already gone ahead and lined mine up, and I figure it lines up with my block. So I just lined my block with the top of my paper there, and that gave me the perfect fit. But if not, and you went down a little lower, that's totally okay. Okay, so you want to ink that up. And like I said, this is going to be hard now because I can't quite look over it, but right at the top of my paper, or a good judgment around that. Perfect. Okay, so that's all I need that for right now. Then I'm going to come in with the Daffodil Delight and those. Actually, I need a piece of scrap. I'm going to use this as scrap because we may stamp off the sides. So I'm going to try not to hit any of my birthday words, and I'm just going to, I want to make a pattern around. That looks kind of good. Then I'm going to do the sides, and then I'll do the middle. Actually, let's keep this straight. Huh. Ah, there we go. Oh, that fits in there perfectly, right around that 8, right? Okay, now I'm going to put one in the middle, and I think that'll be it. One here. So now, see, it's going to be hard to get in there. That's why you got to be strategic. But let's see. I might have a little overlap. Pretty good. Okay, so there you have it with the little confetti. I'm going to need my block because I have all my blocks used up and ready to go for a few videos I need to record today. Where'd that go? Here it is. So I just have my little Stampin' Scrub off camera. Okay, so there is that. Next, we are going to get my stamp set here. We're done with this. We're just going to set that aside right now. Next, we are going to take our designer series paper. Let me try to get that sun glare. Which one of my designs is giving me that? I don't know. I can't figure out which blind it is. There's like a strip right there of sun. Okay, but we're going to take that DSP and just for my stash here, you might have this traditional labels, but I love that just for you stamp and I love the font. So I am going to use, I'm just going to take my embossing buddy here, just do a little rub on that. That helps the embossing powder not stick where you don't want it to stick. Okay, I'm going to be using the metallic gold glitter, my Versamark ink pad, and then I always do it over a coffee filter. That way it's a super easy cleanup. So what you're going to do is I'm going to really juice up my stamp here. I need to re-ink my Versamark. And then kind of right in the center, I just wanted to say just for you. And wherever you think the center is, just eyeball it. And I'm making sure I got a good transfer. Now I am going to sprinkle that beautiful gold embossing powder. And I just like to let it sit there a minute. I shake it around, let it really get into all those crevices, and then I knock it off. And you get a pretty good coverage when you do that, right? So it's a little helping it along. All right, now I'm gonna, before I do my heat gun, we're gonna dump this back in. Easy, easy, easy cleanup, but we're gonna use this again. We're gonna put some gold on one of our balloons. So I'll just get that out of the way for a minute. And then I'm gonna bring in my heat gun. Just heating it up for a second. And then watch that turn over. Love it. Okay. It gives you that foiled look, right? Without a foil machine. You see all the craze right now about the foil machine. Okay, so that's what we want there. All right. So now we can bring our card base back in. Let me just zoom out a minute. Don't mind my messy desk. And I'm going to get some adhesive down on this. Now, whichever you prefer, liquid or tape runner. I think in my original I used liquid, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to just do tape runner. Because the DSP gives a little bit of a bend because we heated it. So just try to be mindful of that when you get it down and you get no crease. Perfect. I didn't get a crease. Okay. So now we are going to take our inside and let's build our pocket and then we'll build, no, actually, let's continue doing our techniques. Okay. For our balloons. So we're going to take these 3 balloons and we're going to do something with them. Let me grab a piece of scrap paper. Okay. So I don't want to heat up on my mat. Okay, so we need the stars. There's the stars. Where's my other block? We need the dots. I got that. And Um, we need, actually, we'll do the stars first. Okay, so what we did was on the Lost Lagoon using Lost Lagoon ink. You're going to do tone on tone stamping. So I love doing tone on tone stamping. What that means is using the same ink as your cardstock. So we're going to put this down. Okay, and we have a little space there, so I'm going to ink again and then come in and try to cover that. And there you have it. So that is tone on tone stamping. So we'll set that one aside. Next, we need our Lost Lagoon ink. I'm sorry, Pool Party and Pool Party ink and our Pool Party balloon. And I have the dots. So again, I'm just going to do tone. It fell off. Hold on. Looks like I may need to re-stick my stamp, or is it my block? Okay, let me be a little easy. So I'm inking up with the same ink and I'm just doing the same thing here. Okay, can you see it? Let me zoom in a little bit. It's pretty light to see on camera, especially with this sun that I have coming through this morning. Yes, my videos air on Tuesday, but right now it is Sunday morning and I'm trying to do a little work because my work weeks are super busy. Okay, so that was my tone on tone stamping for that one. Now I'm going to switch blocks here and I'm going to bring in, where is my, hold on, where is my other stamp? Where did it go? I lost it. My stamp, I need to do my, ay, ay, ay. My desk is a mess. Here it is, right in front of my face. This is the one we are going to do some embossing. So on that other pool party, I'm going to use this. Maybe there, it's easier to see there. It's like these overlapping circles, and I'm going to stamp here, flip it around, and stamp again to fill in. But this time I'm going to use Versamark and I'm going to heat emboss it to give one of these balloons a really nice effect. And I'm making sure I'm inking up really well. I'm going to try to get all the balloons at one shot on there. Okay. I'm going to ink up again real quick. I don't want any of this to dry. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to take my tweezer. There we go. Grab my filter. Need a little bit more, just put some on there. Tap it off. And now we're going to heat set that, but we're going to first clean this up. Okay. I'm going to clean off my tweezers because I don't want embossing powder on them. Otherwise, it'll make a mark. This looks really cool on the balloons. Okay. Look at that nice shine, right? Beautiful. Okay. So I think we did all of our balloons. Let me get this out of the way. Now we want to add, let me clean up my desk here. Oh, what a hot mess going on this morning. Okay. So now we're going to take our balloons and all of our strings, and we are just going to adhere them. So the way I do it is the underside of whatever you call those things. Um, I am going to put some tape runner and then just attach it to the bottom of the balloon there and just get that one set aside. Do that to all your balloons. Should have done this beforehand and only had like maybe one or two to show you. I try to do all the simple things, off camera because sometimes you don't need to see me do simple techniques, right? Or just simple ways putting cards together or using tools or something like that's basic that and if not, there's definitely videos out there that help you learn those basics. And some of my videos too, I do demonstrate a lot of the basics because easy card making is what I enjoy. Okay. So I have my balloons in that. This is really bothering me. Hold on. I'm going to shut all my block. There it is. I got it. I got it. Okay. It was the bottom one. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to finish our inside, then we'll do our cluster. Okay. So let's bring in, remember we used the 4x3 and we cut through the 4. So now what you need to visually, let's get this adhered down first. Actually, we didn't need to adhere this yet, but either way works. Okay, so this is your inside piece, right? This is so super easy, you guys. Okay, so one of them, not like that, like this. Okay, so you want to put one on first so that it goes exactly to the edge. Then you're going to take this other side and you have to flip it. And what's great about our 8.5 by 11 paper, it's the same color. It's not light or dark. Okay, so that's all you do. Then we're going to put adhesive on this one in the back, a strip of 1/8 tear and tape right there and right there. Then on this piece, we're going to put a strip of tear and tape right here and right here. Now, if you're daring enough, you can put a strip of tear and tape right here, but be sure not to go past. That's totally up to you, optional. If you want to put a pencil mark or visually, just put a little piece right here when you're underside of it. So you'd put a little strip right there, and that would be the piece right here. So that's optional, up to you. Now, when I flip my paper over, I have this like rough edge here. So I'm just going to come in with a nail file and I just smooth that out. I love smooth edges. Okay, so I made this using a 4x3. Now, to jazz up your card just a little bit more, if you wanted to add a panel of DSP on top of this, so you need to do the same thing, cut it on the angle, but you would need a coordinating piece of DSP at 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then you'd have a matted edge, but I didn't need to do that there. Okay, so like I said, I use this 1/8 inch tear and tape. I buy this on Amazon. If anybody needs the link to it, let me know. And here are my adhesive scissors, the ones oh, not my skin there. Okay, so remember, we're going to put this edge here and this edge along the bottom. Right? And I'm going to visually just put a little piece right there that I know is going to be okay, so here it is. If I flip it over, okay, just like that. That's that side. Now on this side, a piece here and a piece there. So we're going to put a piece here. Right, I need one more piece. I love this. I actually just ordered more. It's coming today. I love to use this for my all my gift card holders for sure. Okay, and just I need to remember again, right? So here it's this edge and along this bottom edge. So right here. And that's all we need to do to create our gift card pocket. Let me get this sticky off my fingers. Okay, so now I am going to come in with my little pick tool here, and I'm going to start just do one edge at a time because I want it to perfectly line up. So remember, we're going to line up here with our basic white and just go all the way across. Okay. It does go fully to the edge there, but you might not have gotten, you might have gotten a blunt end or something and it's not going to come to the, see how I have a little give there? Or let's say I needed to move a little bit further down for some reason because of the same color cardstock, it's fine. So I wouldn't want to first line it up there because if I did, look, I'm going to see some white. So I do it side by side. Okay, hope that makes sense for everybody. All right, so we're going to pull this off. Then we're going to attach straight to the edge. That's what we're lining up with. And then we follow it through. Perfect. Okay, now there is my pocket. Okay, so if I had my gift card, we might need to help it, right? Cool. And look, it perfectly sits with my sentiment, and there's plenty of room. Or if you want to fold up a bill, you can absolutely do that. You have another sentiment over here for your recipient when they open it, or it sits up on their desk. So I think that's kind of cool. Now, another idea is if you wanted to maybe do some tone on tone stamping, would be fun in here as well. So you can also do that if you didn't want to add some DSP. But let's get that balloon cluster going because I really am challenged when it comes to creating clusters, but I really think I did a good job on this one. So I'm going to just follow exactly, and I'm going to take my I want this one to stand out, the one I embossed. So I am going to just get adhesive on this because I'm going to directly put it down to paper as well as get adhesive on that string, that balloon. So I'm going to put that kind of little on a angle and then get my string down. Don't worry about those edges. They're going to be covered and we'll clip them. All right, next I'm going to take one of those oh, this came off. One of the DSP, and I'm going to get some ink on that. Okay, and then this one we want kind of a little below, and we want our strings to crisscross. Okay, next I'm going to take that dotted one and put that over. I keep knocking all my strings off. That's okay because they're going to stay on now. Okay. This one is going to be coming off to the side like that. All right, and now we're going to take the star one, but first I'm going to put this to make sure. Yeah, see, I cover everything there, and then the star would go like right about there. So let's do the star. We'll leave that there for placement. I shut my door because I heard my husband just coming in. You never know what he's going to yell. Okay, so we'll move this now because we want that underneath just about there, but not on such a crazy angle. Perfect. See, just like that. Now on this guy, we're going to put some foam. put some, and we'll get some, no, we don't need adhesive, just let it, it's like a little rised up. Okay, so that we're gonna put this one straight down like that. Okay, so there's your cluster. Looks a little crazy, but now you're going to come in with a pair of snips and you're just going to see now I'm resting along my DSP snip. Right at the edge there. Okay, so now is when we're going to come in with that corner, but see, we couldn't do it before because we need to place these down. Okay. And you need to mindfully be aware you don't want all your strings hanging out over here. So you're kind of building your cluster more towards the lower right of your card. You want your strings to go. So, and like this one, I could have went a little bit more, but I already made this card, so I knew that. So just you need to be mindful of that. So now I'm going to get adhesive and I'm going to make sure I get every bit of this panel covered, edge to edge. All right. So now, however you do it, I'm going to line up in the corner and I'm going to use my finger. See, I'm kind of good there. I'm going to do the same thing here. All right. I see a little bitty poking out. Let me see if I can snip those. That's okay. I could have got them a little smaller. Oh, hold on. I'm going to get it. Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. Perfect. Okay. All right, so looking good, right? All right, last but not least, now I already went ahead. Let me just show you. This was from that ephemera pack, right? I did the Oh Happy Day. I already colored. I used my light Lost Lagoon and my light Daffodil Delight. I used basic black for the exclamation mark and the ampersand sign. Okay, so now, lastly, I'm just going to take a blending brush and I'm going to use my Lost Lagoon ink. I'm going to get a little bit of ink on that. Don't need much. And then just tapping off to the side. Right now, I'm going to kind of just blend over this entire panel. You don't want too much ink. You just want a light shade. Okay, I don't have a lot of ink on here, so I'm able to press pretty hard. Now that totally changed it from a stark white, right? If you want to look at here's white, it really changed that sentiment. So now it's more customized to go with my card panel. So I'm going to get some foam on the back of that. And we will pop that up and put a few, I'm just making strips, making it a little thinner. Put a few embellishments and a lot of these items I used for from my stash. So that's what I like to do on my creative sessions. You know, my weekly inspiration card that come out for my card class, that's all using new products. So every Friday you'll see a video and that's one of that month's cards that I put together. And that's always using a current bundle. But when I do my creative sessions on Tuesday or any other video, I'm usually busting at my stash because I have a lot of stash items too that I need to use. So this set is one of them. I had this ordinary, the DSP, what is this? Beautiful Ordinary Life. This is pretty cool, DSP. And they're, if it's still available, we're having a cardstock sale. You know, I wanted to use this. I hadn't used it yet. So I thought this was a pretty cool card to that's birthday, and this is, gender neutral, honestly. Okay, so from my stash also I have these party dots, and I'm not sure I remember the color exactly, but I believe that is pool party. So that is what we used for that, and then that is daffodil delight. So that's what I'm going with. It matches for me. So we're gonna put one here, a small one here, and then this one here. And I put another one by the sentiment there. Okay, so again, don't forget those envelopes, right? I think this was truly a fun card. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you bust out your stash and you make it super simple cutting guide, right? But you got this great gift giving, or think about, you can put lottery tickets in here, or you can put cash in here, gift card. So anything really, but just a fun way to give it. And who wants to go to the store and buy those cards that everybody throws out? I mean, really simple design. And, I love my cards. I keep all my handmade cards I get. So, all right, everyone. I hope you recreate this. I hope you enjoyed today's creative session. And I hope you have a crafty rest of your day. Take care now.